Alright, so in reality, trends change. Renaissance guy here. Normally, I'm going to make a slight amendment to what I say. Normally I say 3 hours in the gym. Now, realistically, I probably do around about 2.5 hours work. Probably, because obviously between sets you need to take a rest, you need to break. I'm like bam, 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 bam. You know, at least I am when I'm working, but you do need to take rest in between sets. That's to be expected. However, I'm going to share, oh gosh, I've just come out of the gym. I'm going to share a sample of high volume leg training that I've done today. I've only had an hour, but I've tried to maximize as much as I can, squeeze everything into that hour as possibly can. So literally hardly in a rest, bam, 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 straight into it. Now, an awful lot of it will be samples of what I have done, but essentially I have spent a lot of time on perhaps 2, 3, 4, 5 stations. Now, they might not all be represented in here, but the amount of time I spent on them to ensure that I get the maximum workout. So, going into the intro, and away we go. Legs day at our bitch. So here we are, really trying to get in 2 hours, 2.5 hours into 1 hour. And the best way I thought I could do is doing it by as much weight as I possibly could to get through everything, and pretty much getting to a point where I'm doing weight and repetitions, volume training all together. So on here I'm actually doing around about 200 kilos, doing the Melvins that I did. Now this is after doing Melvins at 150 kilos, and I did around about 3 sets. So I'm kind of really feeling it at the moment. Now what I'm doing is I'm bringing it so that I'm getting a good angle to my legs, pushing and squeezing through with the quads, really getting to work with what I need to do, then getting the part, then really focusing on muscle contraction. Now, I did actually do 3 reps here, and I literally had to re-rack as my legs were starting to fatigue. I needed to get some I needed to get a little bit of workout. I'm going to have a little bit of walk for a few seconds. This literally was after several other reps in the sets that I did. So back into it, getting back into it and setting it up. Sometimes you just got to kind of do whatever you need to do to get through the rest of the set. So 3 pulses and then 3 more. Now, I know it's on a really weird angle, but I really am actually getting a depth to this. I know you can't see too much of the depth. I didn't have the camera set up, so my apologies. So I got that. So going through, I took it down to 25 kilos on each side, and I did around about 4 sets of these of the same thing. Now, as you'll notice, as we skip through, you're going to notice that I actually go through, and I get to the I get to the slow count, which was pretty easy. And most of the time, when you get to the top of the rep, you're literally squeezing and tensing the quads to get the full muscle activation that you can. I'm telling you, it really burns, and it's a really good way to get that muscle connection as well. So I'm getting to the end. So you'll notice as I come to the end of this, I rattle off the three threes. By the time I got to here, I really started finding it hard work. And then, well, you're going to see me go back into the 20 count push again. Again, remember, I'm trying to maximize the amount of work that I'm putting into my legs. So the one really good way to do that is volume work, especially when you've been going a little bit heavier than you normally do. So really kind of go for the volume work after you've been on a heavier weight on a certain training session, on a certain station, and going to light weights and going to full volume. It's one hell of a way to train the muscle. And like I said, remember, I'm trying to get as much into this hour as I possibly can. So by the time I get to the last 7 sets. Now here's something that I decided to try. Now normally I do the step-ups, but I decided to do this, and I took it from an idea from a class I used to do along with my normal things. So when I do squats, I like to get with the ropes. I like to be able to activate my quads. So here I'm standing feet apart and then legs together so I can catch the outer quads and just work through. Now obviously with the other things, I did my leg extensions and everything else and stuff like everything else that I need to do. These were just the things I really wanted to focus on. Now here's where I really found it hard work. Going up onto the step box and actually stepping up with the weight. This really set fire to my quads as I was going up. I was like, I think I swore a little when I actually came off that one. So back into the other side. So really working through, trying to get the maximum amount of work done in and out, trying to get as much as I possibly can do, 2.5 hours in 1 hour. And yes, it hurts.